Much thanks to Pearl Waterwise, and you are most welcome. Today we are looking at pollution and localized flooding, like how pollution affects localized flooding, most precisely in urban areas. We're going to start this by defining what pollution is. Pollution is the release of environmental contaminants. The major forms of pollution are air, water, soil, noise, visuals, and thermal, but easily you can define it as material being put in areas where they're not supposed to be. Like all this is supposed to be in a dumping site, or maybe in some areas where all this material is going to be traded for some cash, and all that material can be reused or be traded. Now here we're seeing a picture of people like putting on, selecting and collecting all that material, all that plastic, all that cardboards, putting them in a proper place, and they're going to trade them, and by doing that they are earning cash, earning a living, and this could be also another form of employment for some other people. And we are still seeing lots of material being put in wrong places, like you and I will just throw whatever we done using like a bottle, some form of plastic, paper, plastic, and it ends up in our drainage system. When water comes or a whole lot of rainfall falls, it pulls all that material and ends up on our drainage system, blocking the drainage system, and that results in a whole lot of problems for us, most precisely in our urban areas and cities. And the effects of drainage and water pollution could be killing of water life, toxic rainfall like your acid rain. You can also get sicknesses like cholera, enhanced urban flooding. This is a major problem currently. As we're looking in this picture, we're seeing that Polokwane was flooded on the 7th, 2016. Yes, they did receive a whole lot of rainfall, but also the pollution that we just released, the material that we do not put in its correct place, ends up blocking our drainage system, and our urban areas can easily be flooded. So it was in Carolina on the 7th of December. They received about 45 millimeters of rainfall on Wednesday over the interior Mpumalanga. Mildest drift, this is in Johannesburg on the 7th as well. Some small hail and lots of rainfall expected. About 20 millimeters of rainfall received over Gauteng on that day. And over Rustenburg on the 7th, same day, we received around 40 millimeters of rainfall as well. And look at that road, flooded as well. This water is supposed to go inside the drainage system, ending up in our dams and rivers. But for this time, it didn't end up there. Over Cape Town, this is today in the morning. And this is what happened. The road was blocked, lots of water just sitting over the interior of the road, supposed to go inside the drainage system and ending up in our dams. Now, where is the water going? All that water that has been sitting over the interior of the city, sitting over the interior of the road, the Vaal Dam catchment area is about 38,500 kilometers squared. Now, average annual rainfall over this area is about 700 millimeters. Now, for November, just this year, we've received around 263 millimeters. And looking at last year's November, it was 8 times higher than 2015 November rainfall. Now, let's take a look at these graphics. We are expecting above normal over Gauteng and most parts of Mpumalanga, going to Northwest and Free State. This area right here, this is the catchment of the Vaal River or the Vaal Dam. Now we're expecting lots of rainfall, most of it being above normal and over most parts of South Africa as well. Now, for all that water to go into our dams, we need it to fall over this area, mostly over Northwest, southern parts of Gauteng, some parts of Mpumalanga, northern parts of Free State, and some parts of the Northern Cape. But if it falls anywhere else, it will go to some other areas. Now let's take a look at our numbers currently. The Vaal Dam is sitting at 38.6% and Groot Dry at 83.3%. If you go to Sterkfontein, 87%, and very low over Bloemhof at 19.9%. Now, is this due to rainfall? Hell no. This is because of water being transported from other dams. You can see Woodstock Dam, Sterkfontein Dam, water being transported towards the Vaal Dam. And this is the reason why we're seeing that increase of water levels over the Vaal Dam. And some of it, we needed to go to Bloemhof, where we're sitting at around 19.9. So what can we do? And what should we do? What we can do is that keep material in its correct places. Let's not just dump everything everywhere. Let's keep it in our trash cans where it will be collected, taken to a dumping site, and people will reuse and recycle it. Encourage recycling and reusing. Report illegal dumping. This is not good for the soil because it degrades the soil. And again, it ends up in our drainage system and ends up in our streams. And again, it pollutes our water. Adhere to water restrictions. Like, let's water our gardens between 6 in the morning and 6 in the evenings because still our dam levels remain very low. Now, how about your weekend? We are expecting 30 to 60% chance of thunder showers for this weekend over Johannesburg and most parts of Gauteng, Limpopo as well. We're expecting similar conditions and over Mpumalanga and most parts of South Africa. That is all from the weather desk. Ndawayando.